Hi guys, there's been a major update in the Min Heejin versus ex-ADOR employee B case. Let's discuss, but know that I'm not a lawyer, I just yap a lot. Some quick background first. Employee B accused an ex-ADOR executive of sexual harassment during her tenure with the company. She says then, ADOR CEO Min Heejin took the executive's side and did not facilitate a fair and impartial investigation. HYBE's HR department recommended a formal warning at the time, which Min Heejin protested to. Kakao Talk messages between Min Heejin and the former executive were later revealed, showcasing their use of derogatory language and insults toward employee B. Min Heejin took to social media to defend herself, showcasing messages between herself and employee B, but B insists these messages were distorted and leaked without her consent. This culminated with employee B filing a defamation lawsuit against Min Heejin, along with a formal complaint to the Korean Ministry of Employment and Labor. The defamation case is ongoing, but the ministry partially recognized some of B's complaints and fined Min Heejin for workplace harassment and failure to conduct an objective investigation. Min Heejin attempted to challenge this decision legally, but it was ultimately upheld by the Seoul Western District Court. Let's stop here real quick because this is already significant. The Ministry of Employment and Labor is not actually a legal entity, meaning their conclusions don't hold the same weight as ones that come from a court of law. They can definitely be used to help bolster a case, but their conclusions are often regarded as opinion and not entirely final. Min Heejin did legally challenge the fines, but a Korean court upheld the ministry's decision. This effectively grants legal legitimacy to said decision. So Min Heejin is actually in a worse position now than where she started. She doesn't see it that way though. She actually sees this as a partial win. The court acknowledged some errors in the ministry's fine and reduced the amount, so to her, that means partial vindication. However, she intends to challenge the court's decision again, insisting there to still be legal and factual errors. In a statement to Yonhap News, she says the ministry's original fine was unjustified, leading to its reduction. Min Heejin will now raise the issue again, this time in a formal trial, hoping to further clear her name. Okay, stop. Remember how I said the defamation case between employee B and Min Heejin was still ongoing? Well, that's because Min Heejin keeps pushing back the hearings over and over again. How are you out here asking for trials over a Labour Board fine while postponing trials for the lawsuits you're already in? Girl, be fucking for real. I have no issue with her filing appeals, that's her right, but I do take issue with her perpetually pushing back court dates. It's interesting to see all of this come out now because I commented on this case in my last video. I'll share my formal prediction once we're closer to a ruling and have more information, but my scorecard did give the edge to employee B. This new court decision widens that gap, but it doesn't erase the other concerns I had. Like I said in that video, employee B's victory likely hinges on whether she can withstand the financial attrition battle. Min Heejin has more money and resources, so she can afford to prolong this fight way longer than employee B can. At some point, employee B may be forced to drop the case just due to lack of funds. Min Heejin will appeal this until the cows come home, because this court decision can and will be used against her in the numerous other lawsuits she's part of. It's rare for a Labour Board complaint to ever result in disciplinary action, so the fact that they even recommended a fine was already an exceptional circumstance. It's interesting that something like this doesn't get called to the National Assembly, while cases that go nowhere often do. Even in America, we've got Congress calling companies like Discord to testify about the radicalization of their users. Meanwhile, Elon Musk literally turning Twitter into a right-wing radicalization incubator gets overlooked. It goes to show how bad the partisanship within politics has become across the globe. Everything is a performance nowadays, with politicians more focused on forwarding their own interests than actually helping people. Anyway, we're off on a tangent, so I'll stop. I wanted to cover this because employee B's case touches on a lot of important issues and could potentially affect the larger lawsuits at play, so I'll keep an eye on new developments. Hopefully we can see the case to its full conclusion and get to know the real truth, whatever that may be. Thank you for watching. I'll see you all in the next one.